All right, well, welcome to Ezog Chronicles, where now we talk about alcoholism and my journey from recovery. And I just want to say welcome. For those of you who clicked, thank you. Yeah, thank you. So today we're going to talk about one day at a time. Now, I was talking with one of my friends earlier, or texting, and the one day at a time concept came up. So I'm going to talk about it. I've been sober 20 years, and this one day at a time concept is not necessarily a concept anymore. It's how I live my life day to day. It saved me from a ton of things. So we'll break it down. So number one, going back 20 years ago, sobering up, I the thing was, can I stay sober forever? Being an alcoholic, we have this all or nothing kind of concept about life. Either we're going to do it right or we're not going to do it at all. So there's no in between. There's no passable, there's no progress, there's no steps to it. Either we go to the happy destiny or we don't. There's no working towards it. We either get there or we don't. And that's why alcohol makes sense for people like me, because you take a drink, you're there. You don't got to do anything. You just got to consume. Boom, you're in ecstasy or whatever it is that provided people, for me, a happy place when I drank. So this one day at a time thing was a little different because I couldn't fathom staying sober for the rest of my life. I just couldn't. It was something that was like, I don't know if I want to do that. I mean, I know my life's hell. I know my son and his mom don't want me around, and I know drinking's not a solution. But rest of my life, I could, I still can't. I can't guarantee that I'm going to stay sober the rest of my life. I'm 47 today. I've been sober 20 years. Chances are, I'm on the backside of everything. I don't know. But this one day at a time thing saves me from thinking that this is forever. Now, today I'm filming this. It's a Friday. Can I stay sober today? Yeah, you're damn right I can. I can do anything in one day. I can commit to anything for a day. And committing to sobriety one day, I can do that. And it saves me because now I'm not in this forever format of thinking. Because what happens when I do the forever format is I think I'm going to fail. And if I fail, I can't fail. Part of being me is I'm a perfectionist. If I'm not going to do it right, I don't want to do it at all. And sobriety was right up there with that. If I can't do it right, I don't want to do it at all. Can I do it right for Friday? Well, tell me what's the goals. You just don't drink, Mr. Zaw. All right, I can do that. Low goal setting, but it's huge early on in sobriety. It's huge to go a 24-hour period without drinking. It's huge to not wake up hungover on a Friday or Sunday morning. I mean, a Saturday or Sunday morning. That's huge. And one day at a time, I can do that. Even though it's Friday, even though it's Saturday, can I do one day at a time? Yes, I can. Now, to break it even down further, because sometimes life happens. When I sobered up, my day started about 7:30. Well, actually, there was a period from about 2:30 to 4:30, 5 in the morning. I couldn't sleep. So if we're going midnight to midnight, 24 hours, this is my 24 hours when I sobered up. Maybe I was asleep by midnight. If not, 1 o'clock, 1:30, but I'd sleep for about 2 or 3 hours. And I'd wake up for 2 or 3 hours. So if I went to sleep about midnight, 1 o'clock, then I'd sleep to maybe about 3:30, and then I'd be up to about 6:30, then I'd wake up at 8 or 9. And all through the while, this thing right here, this brain, this omnipotent, magnificent thing, people in science make this big to-do about how we're the most powerful processor in all of human history, or history of the planet. This thing kills me because I can't stop it from doing what it was doing. It can't stop thinking. I thought about my ex. I thought about my son. I thought about how can I get them back? How can I make my life better? How was I a failure? How can I be better? What do they want? And I couldn't even get to the point of what do I want? All I knew is I wanted them back. And all I knew is that I couldn't stay sober because of that. And I didn't want to stay sober because drinking took it away. That was my morning. That's how I started my day. So by 8:30, 9 o'clock, my mind's shooting off. You add to the fact I don't have a job, I'm not in school, I got no activities going on. So I am waiting until the noon hour, because again, Sobered Up and Alcoholics Anonymous, that was their first meeting of the day where I sobered up. I had to wait until noon before I could go on with something different in my life. Up until that point, I fought this. And I fought it hard. And it was hard. I couldn't watch movies. I couldn't watch music video. I couldn't do anything. I was in such a bad spot. And all the while, drinking was right there. And my brain's like, if you take a drink, this goes away. All of it goes away. Come on now. And I knew that wasn't a solution either. And it wasn't going to get me anywhere that I thought I should have been at the time. So noon, I'd get a break. And that break would last me to about 3 or 4 o'clock. And then my mind would start up with its, how can I do this? I should have done that. And I messed up here and I messed up there. And then if I was in a better mood, I could be angry and I'd be, well, that dude did this, that girl did that, they said this, they said that. Either way, this thing right here is what was tearing me up. So it'd wait till 8 o'clock, If I was lucky, when I started getting longer in sobriety, I was able to take naps in the afternoon, and eventually I slept through the night. But up until that point, that afternoon, all the way up till 8 o'clock, it was a hurry up and get here, and then 8 to the meeting be over at 9, so about 10 to 11, that'd be okay. And then I try to go to sleep. And that was the cycle of my days when I first started sobering up. My mind is what was hurting me the most. Nobody outside was saying anything to me because I had moved away from all of my friends that I drank with. I was living with my mom, so of course I'm trying to be extra good sonny boy, and I didn't have the opportunities to go out like how I wanted to. Plus, I was broke, dead broke. You can't drink without money. Well, you can, but I didn't know anybody in Oklahoma to go drink with. So that was where I was at. So this one day at a time concept, that's what saved me. And I would break down the days. I'd find a point in the day to make it to that point. And you heard me. Noon was the first point of the day. If I can make it to noon, I'll be all right. And then after that was 8 o'clock. If I can make it to then, I'll be all right. And then eventually I'm going to make it to sleep. Day after day, one day at a time is how it started for me. And now there's been a lot of one day at a time, but that sticks with me. Because one of my early on people, that helped me stay sober, he says, Ernie, that's all we got is today. There's nothing guaranteed about tomorrow, and we can't relive today. And that's how I live today. It's Friday. That's all I know. I got plans for Saturday. I got plans for Friday evening. I'm actually emceeing a powwow. That's a whole, I might do a video about that. But, I got plans, but that doesn't take me out of today. And going beyond surviving a day of sobriety turned into learning how to be present in today. Learning that if I make a mistake today, it's not forever. It's just today. If I mess up today by road rage, if I, twist off on somebody, if I say something bad, or something bad happens to me, whatever that might be, it's just today. And I have the power today to let it stay in today. So whatever happens to me Friday, good and bad, I don't have to necessarily bring that with me to Saturday. Bring the good stuff, yeah, but the bad stuff, I can leave it here today. But it's taken a lot of practice to get into this one day at a time mind frame. It's just Friday. It's not Saturday. It's not Sunday. I'm not even thinking about Monday. You know, I took care of my Monday thinking earlier, talking to my wife, trying to set things up for Monday. That's it. I'm not fretting about Monday. I'm not fretting about Saturday. I'm not fretting about Sunday. And that's how I live my life today. And it's beautiful. Life is beautiful today. But that's where I started. And I share this with the people out there. If you're trying to stay sober and it seems like forever is a long time, it is. Should you stay sober forever? Hell no. You know, that's the goal, but I wouldn't recommend trying to set that forever goal as the goal. Let's try this morning. Can I stay sober this morning? Can I stay sober this afternoon? Can I stay sober today from my waking hour till I sleep? Can I do that? And if I'm desperate enough, I'm sure as hell going to try. You know, I was hurting enough to where I said, you know what, I'm going to try it. And I succeeded. You know, in those of you early on in sobriety, and I'll make a video about this, success, but success is something we don't experience because we're so fed up in here about beating ourselves up how we failed at everything in life. I failed at being a father. I failed at being a spouse figure. I failed at being a son. I failed at all these different things, including failing myself and my ambitions to whatever it is I thought I was supposed to be at that point in my life. I failed. And I couldn't do anything about it. So one day at a time, I don't have to be a failure if I can stay sober today. And if I fail, well, tomorrow's another day. Let me try again Saturday. That don't work out, let me try again Sunday. Eventually, I'm going to make it through a day, and that's going to be a hell of a success. And then maybe I can stack 2 days together, then 3 days, 4 days, on and on and on. Then pretty soon you'll be one of those people like me saying, well, I've been sober 20 years now what? That's your goal, man. It can be done. It can be done. So anyways, thank y'all for clicking on the channel. There'll be more videos to come. If you got any comments or whatever, you got questions, you know, I welcome those. Until then, I'm just going to post whatever comes to the top of my head and try to get that out there and try to be more active. I have a whole nother section maybe down the road about obsessions and the craziness that some of us go through in terms of being obsessed over things, you know, so that's a whole nother thing. But anyways, it's good to see all of y'all. Be blessed out there. Be safe, and we'll talk to y'all later.